Well, it's the first day of the new year. You know what that means. It's time for a new Jeep project. Not this one. We're going this way. Yes, you're correct. It is really rough and really rusty. I don't know if you can see the frame back there. It's gonna need some patch panels. It's got Bondo for, I have no idea what reason, but I mean, obviously that was probably rusty, but why? I don't know. It's caked in there pretty good. Got some more rust on this side. The gate opens though. It's a little dirty inside. It's really dirty inside, but it does run good. Well, runs good enough anyway. Tranny feels fairly solid after I put 2 quarts of tranny fluid in it. Radio doesn't seem to work, but it's got cruise control and it's got AC, which are kind of big bonuses for me. I didn't get the rear windows with it. They're supposed to show up maybe, but I don't know if that's going to do any good anyway, because my limited experience with these tops, once they've got some age to them, they just don't stretch enough to, I just don't know that I'd ever get a window in it. And they get really hard like this one. And sun-baked so you can't see through them. But it's kind of what I'd been looking for as far as options go. Now, I don't know if you can spot the problem, but if you get down here, that front end is really tweaked up for some reason. I don't exactly know what's going on, because I don't see anything wrong, well, drastically wrong on the frame anyway. I mean, obviously it's rusty, but it's not buckled like the front end is, and I can't quite figure out what happened. I mean, even under the fender, it's rusty, sure, but not to the extent to make it kick up like it is. And if we go around to the other side, see, it's the same way. And it's been bondoed over, and I don't know what, no idea what they've got going on here. If it'd been left alone, I think a guy could have patched that in probably and just welded pieces in, but this is maybe one of those times. Oh my gosh, is that aluminum foil? I think it is. Well, we'll find out what mysteries lie underneath that later. But it's tweaked up quite a bit because those latches do not line up. Now if we go under hood, all right. Okay. If we look on that inner fender, it doesn't look bad. It's not, I just don't know what caused this to buckle up. It doesn't look like it ever got hit. Well, at least not that I can see yet. As a nose piece, everything else looks pretty sanitary. And nothing looks really, at least destroyed under, you know, on the undercarriage. So I don't know really what's going on, but I'm going to order a couple fenders in for it. Because I just don't think fighting with these things is even worth it. Again, see that inner fender does not look bad. I don't quite understand how that happened, and maybe somebody with a little more experience would know exactly what was going on, but I'm baffled. I thought it was pretty square up on the front, but the bottom of the shroud is broke out, and the top of it's too big a gap between the fan and the top of the shroud, so it's definitely up, and it's had a new radiator in it fairly recently. Just another mystery. Who knows? Let's see. Yeah, I'm baffled. I don't remember if those gaps should be in there. It's been too long since I really paid attention to one of these, and I've probably never paid attention there, but it looks like the back part of this fender is fine, and I don't understand what happened there. But all in all, I got a new top on it, get the fenders fixed, and the rest of it patched up. It might be an okay tag-along vehicle to hook behind the toy hauler or just go cruise around in. It's definitely going to need some frame work. Let's see if I can get this down there a little better. So it's iffy at best. But I'm going to see if I can cripple it 10 miles away to the car wash and get the bottom side of this washed and get at least some of that mud off, because God, there's a lot of dried mud under there that's going to be falling forever. So if I take it real slow on the back road, I think we'll be all right. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Let's see, it is terribly, terribly dirty. So it looks like there's going to be a little welding involved. But I think we'll throw a ratchet strap across the hood, try and cripple it down to town and run it through the car wash, and then go from there. Right here with it. All right, safety third, am I right? I don't think those will get cut. If it does, I'll know it immediately. Very good oil pressure. Let it run the whole time I was filling the tranny up. It Hasn't overheated from idling anyway. We'll see what happens when it runs down the road, if I can keep it between the ditches. Okay, so let's take a peek underneath here. Single slip rear end, because only one tire's turning, which is disappointing. Who knows what gear ratio it's got. We'll have to find something to scratch on that a little bit. U-joints are all right. Rear end feels really good, amazingly. I don't know, there is just no slop there. Transfer case seems okay, as far as slop goes at least. Front end feels really good. Joints seem relatively tight. Okay, now on to the important bits. It is going to need a bit of floorboard. Somebody could have done a better job washing this thing. This is definitely going to need some patching. Maybe some links. Let's see how tough those things feel. Hammer on those a little bit. It's going to need floors in the back. That might be an issue with putting carpeting in a Jeep. It's awful nice for sound deadening, but boy, it traps moisture something fierce. Center of the tunnel looks all right. It's just these lower spots, which that's what tells me the carpeting was the culprit, at least for that part. Yeah, this is definitely going to need some major repair. I don't think just scabbing in some plates going to work. I may have to replace that. There. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a trick. Somebody has already scabbed in, replated part of this. Did it there too. Oh, and what about this front end? Why is that thing? Well, I still don't see anything wrong with that frame. I don't see any buckling, anything. It tells me it's just got to be up on that. On the fenders. Well, it's got a relatively new steering box. Well, newer than the Jeep anyway. The engine is really pretty sealed up. I'm surprised it's not, I just don't see any leaks really to speak of. A little dampness down here off the tranny. Yeah, overall, well, you know, if you ignore the rust, if you ignore the body and the frame, it's all good. Well, let's try the front. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's got the small differentials in it. So I think some of these, you could get the Dana 44, but that may be maybe just like the Rubicons. Well, okay then. Oh, I don't even see the tops of those fenders, or the bottoms of the fenders. I still am not seeing what in the world Just raising those up. I'm going to drop this down a bit so I can look a little closer. Huh. Yeah, I am baffled. Well, what are the odds that hitch comes off without a fight? I bet that's going to have to be torched off. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a little welding involved here. I truly don't understand what in the world is going on. These noses apparently don't bolt down. They've just like a bump stop on there. Well, this side's kind of, well, it's not setting on there very hard. I don't know. I don't know. Basically, just going to have to pull that front or the nose off. Go ahead and round up some new fenders and start from scratch to figure out just what in the world is going on. Okay, we didn't accomplish a whole lot, but I know what I need to start rounding up parts-wise. So I need to hop online and start getting a few things headed in. So thanks for watching. Until next time, toodaloo. We didn't accomplish a whole lot, but I know what I need.